Today, we're going to take a look at the single lifestyle, but we're going to be on the typical pros and cons list. We're diving into a side of it that a lot of people feel, but maybe don't talk about so much.
So let's just start with a question we've all heard a million times, right? What are the benefits of being single? It's a pretty familiar place to begin, but trust me, we're about to go somewhere a whole lot deeper.
All right, first things first, let's talk about the good stuff, the well-known, often celebrated upside of being on your own. This is the part of the story we all know and recognize.
And yeah, these perks are pretty great. You've got more energy to pour into your career, the absolute freedom to travel whenever you want, and, that sense of safety in your own space. These are definitely real pluses, and it's important we acknowledge them right at the start. But now, let's change gears. Let's look past all the daytime stuff, the work, the adventures, and into that quiet moment at the end of the day. Because the whole narrative can change the second you get home.
Just picture it. The day is done, you've been busy, you've been around people, you finally get to your front door, you put the key in the lock,
And you flick on the lights. The room comes to life, looking exactly how you left it.
But in that instant, the quiet, it just hits you. The place is empty. There's nobody there to greet you, nobody to ask you how your day went. It's this really deep, profound kind of quiet. If you say something out loud, you're the only one who's going to hear it. It's a powerful idea, that feeling of a silence that can feel, wow, huge. And this feeling kind of leads us right into our next big theme, the reality of being completely self-reliant and the heavy, constant weight that can come along with that. I mean, this is the daily grind of it. You want coffee? You're the one making it. The stuff left on the floor, the dishes in the sink, it's all on you. While other people might be splitting these little chores, for you, it's just this constant solo loop.
But let's take this a step further, because the source material asks a really critical question here. Daily chores are one thing, sure, but what happens when you actually get sick, when you're truly vulnerable? Suddenly, things get a lot more serious. If you can't work, your income just stops. You don't have that built-in support person right there with you. Your family, of course, they've got their own lives going on, their own responsibilities. And even your parents can probably only step in for a little while.
And that all leads to this really heavy, unavoidable truth. It all rests on your shoulders. The good days, the bad days, when you're healthy and when you're sick, it is all entirely up to you. Realizing this often kicks off another stage, this search for something, anything, to fill a sense of emptiness, an internal gap that no matter what you do, you just can't seem to fill. So you might try everything. You go out more, you travel, you scroll and scroll on social media, you get the latest tech, but the core idea here is that even with all that activity, the empty feeling can stick around. That gap inside just doesn't go away. And when that gap stays empty, things can get tough emotionally. A feeling of sadness, maybe some negative thinking, just a general confusion about your life. It can all start to creep in and get louder. So where does all this leave us? Well, it brings us to the final part of our discussion today, a part that's really all about self-reflection. And I want to be super clear here. The point of this is not to judge any lifestyle, not at all. It's simply an invitation to press pause for a moment and just think, to be honest about what's going on in our own lives. And this brings us to the core thesis. For all its freedoms, the single lifestyle just isn't the right fit for everybody, and that's okay. Some people have a deep, fundamental need for a partner, for someone to share the journey with. This isn't about winning or losing. It's just about how life works. Time moves on, our situations change, our needs change, and the most natural thing in the world is to adapt to that. Which leaves us with this one last, pretty provocative question, and it's not for me or anyone else to answer. It's a personal reflection, posed directly to you. Looking at your life, right here, right now, maybe it's your time to change too.